Namaste everyone. In today's video, we're going to focus on Muni Patanjali's Yoga Sutra 2.28. Now in this Yoga Sutra, Muni Patanjali is moving towards the practical path of yoga and explaining to us how exactly we can create that discriminative sense of knowledge and better understanding through yogic practices. So let's take a good look at the sutra, start breaking it up word by word and understand it even better. The sutra itself goes, Yoganga Nushthanad Ashuddhi Kshaye Jnana Diptira Viveka Khyate He. Alright, so quite a long sutra there. If you need to pause the video and hear it once again, please do so. We're going to start moving towards the individual definition of the words. So the first word here is Yog Anga. Now this is a compound word which is talking about the angas or the limbs of yoga. So first word here is Yog, and then Anga along with it refers to a limb or a body part. So the Yog Anga. And then the next word here that we have is Anushtan. Now Anushtan refers to a particular successive repetition of a process. So it's hinting at a certain kind of discipline where you keep repeating the yogic practices again and again on the same day with consistency and in the same way over a long period of time. So this is the Anushtan process of discipline that we're talking about. And then we come to the next word. So we have Yoganga Nushthanad Kshuddhi. So here we're talking about Ashuddhi, which is basically an impurity. Anything that could be an impurity for us physically, let's say disease or an unhealthy state of the body, or going to the mind with mental illnesses or any kind of challenges of the mind, and even spiritually, any blockages that we have energetically, all of them serve as obstacles and impurities in a way. So what this sutra is saying here with impurity is Ashuddhi Kshaye. So the next word Kshaye is talking about removing or destroying all of these impurities that are, eating us up from the inside. So this is the first compound section, which is Yoganga Nishthanad Kshuddhi Kshaye. And the second compound half is Gyan, which means knowledge or certain ability to attain knowledge. So Gyan. Dipti over here refers to illumination. So this knowledge is really illuminating us from the inside. And then we come to Jnana Dipti Ra Viveka Khyate. So this A or the sound of A here is referring to up to or up till, and then it says Viveka Khyate He, which refers to the discriminative knowledge or the understanding that Purusha and Prakriti are separate. So it's basically telling us that through the Yogangas and through the daily practice and Anushtan of this path, we are able to eventually reach a place where we can discriminate between Purusha and Prakriti, and we don't fall into the illusion of both of them being one thing. So this is what the sutra is trying to communicate. It's in a way telling us the importance of the practical path of yoga. And through the understanding of this practical path, it's helping us to realize that there are 8 different steps that we're going to pay attention to. And in the upcoming sutras, we are given a full detailed explanation of each of the 8 steps. How do we get there? What forms a part of it? And how do we keep moving forward as yoga sadhaks? So this is a pretty important sutra because now, after having understood all the metaphysical philosophy in the previous sutras, Muni Patanjali is finally letting us know how to do it, how to practically make it happen. And I think this is an important turning point in the second chapter, because as practitioners, once we have a detailed understanding of the philosophy of why we're doing what we're doing, then the practical practice becomes so much easier because you have a certain clarity as to why you're undertaking this practice and what you hope to achieve through it. And then because of that, you just keep getting better and better over time. So that is all about this particular sutra. Now, we're going to look at why Viveka Khyati is so important and how the yoga sadhak reaches like the threshold of Kaivalya by creating that discriminative ability of Viveka Khyati. So I hope this has been a helpful sutra for you to understand. What I will say from a personal perspective is that it's really important to undertake this practical method, because sometimes if you're like me and you really enjoy philosophy, it's easy to want to just stick with the philosophy and not put things into practice. It's something even I've had to deal with, where I enjoy the study and the philosophy so much that the practical aspect may get a little bit left behind. And I have learned over time that it actually just needs to go hand in hand. We can't miss out on the philosophy or the practice if we really want to go deep on the path of yoga. And over the last 1 year that I've gone deeper into the practical aspects, I've seen so many changes experientially, which I may never have received if I was only sticking to the intellectual understanding of the practice. So super important to explore both the elements, practical as well as philosophy, and see how you can better yourself through the merger of both those practices. Another point I will say is that if you're somebody who's really into the practical aspect, you love the asanas, the pranayama, the meditation, that's amazing. But sometimes when we don't know why we're doing what we do, we might just do it as yet another activity without its full essence or its full understanding. So to really go to the depth of your practice, it would help to study the yoga philosophy, and it would help to know why these steps were created, sort of like a manual of answers, and then undertake your process. It'll make it that much more enriching, wholesome, and a feel good for you. So that's what I would suggest. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and I'd love to hear from you. Whatever your thoughts are, please leave them in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this, give it a big thumbs up, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Also, do consider joining us for our classes. The link is in the description to join in, and we hope to see you in a future video or a future class. Until then, take care, and we're going to see you very soon. Namaste.